y'all, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Sadie, your certified self-love and confidence coach, y'all. One more year we'll be a licensed social worker, y'all. Thank you. I know it's been a long road. That's a story for another day and another time. Okay, if you haven't watched the Grad School Diaries blog on the website, go read that. It don't take long. Maybe like 10 minutes. It's a very short blog. Read that. I have a video following that hopefully soon. Things didn't go as planned this week, so I wasn't able to get on here a little bit earlier this week. I usually go live on Mondays. Now it's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays until further notice, okay? How you doing? How you been doing? I had a whole other agenda today, a whole other topic to talk about today. But guess what? I'm sorry. I couldn't go with the topic that I was going to go with because I'm disgusted right now. Every time I turn on the news, every time I open my phone, every time I get on social media, lately has been intense. And you know what? I said we gonna scoot the agenda over today and we just gonna have a discussion. All right, we just gonna have a discussion today. I had a whole nother topic I wanted to get into, but you know what? My spirit just wouldn't let me. You know, I just wasn't there with it. So we gonna go ahead and jump into what's been going on lately, why I'm disgusted, why you should be disgusted too, and also why mental health is more relevant than you think. All right, I'm probably fed up with people downplaying how important mental health is. Just like you go to the doctor, if you have a broken bone, if you have a chronic disease, if you have chronic pain, if you have an infection, if you have some type of sickness that won't go away or keep coming back, if you have cancer, if you have diabetes, if you have a certain health condition that requires you to go get medical attention, mental health is just as important. Just because you cannot, and I believe you can, but just because you cannot always physically see mental health, right, doesn't mean it's not as important as regular health care, regular physical ailments. There's two incidents today, recent incidents today that I'm going to be talking about and why I'm disgusted. And this is just two. Now, I could make it three. I'm probably going to make it three. I got three for y'all. Excuse me if I come off a little bit passionate today, but if you didn't read the title, this is really how I feel. This is really where I'm at with it. And today, you know, it's no script. It's none of that. Today, you're going to get the raw, authentic truth from me and my opinion, my perspective, why I'm disgusted, why you should be disgusted too, why you should take care of your mental health, why you should protect yourself, why you should protect your peace, and why this is relevant, why is this important, why am I even talking about this? Why did I leave one topic just to talk about this one? Because it just don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense. Number one, Cleveland. I don't know what is going on in Cleveland right now. I really don't. But it's looking really bad. It's looking really bad. They done found two little girls, small children. One is a teen, suspected. One is a teen. One is about 7 or 8 years old. Bodies found in a suitcase, halfway buried in the field. Where do they... Okay, pause. True story, y'all. When I was a little girl, things was unsafe, okay? I'm going to tell you, things was definitely unsafe. I had to walk to school. I had to walk to school a lot. Man, shout out to my big bro. He always used to tell me, watch my surroundings. I was a young girl. I was naive. I wasn't thinking what harm could be out there. But my brother always told me, watch your surroundings, watch your surroundings. He said it so much it stuck, right? And so during those times, girls was coming up missing left and right. You go to the convenience store and you see their pictures up plastered on a wall, missing, or their body was found, right? Or they been missing. I'm not going to say no names. They've been missing for over 10 years and then they get free because they was kidnapped, right? And I thought during those times, in the early 2000s, because I'm a 90s baby, okay, around 2000s, mid 2000s, you know, somewhere at the beginning 2000s, right? I thought it was unsafe. But it is really dangerous now. I mean, for real. And you and I, in our right minds, if you can't even fathom something like this happening, or why somebody could even do something like this, or how they could even do something like this. Put 2 little girls in a suitcase. I don't know. We don't know what the full story is just yet. They still doing investigation. But the fact that these 2 little girls was put inside of a suitcase and left in the field, halfway buried in the field, says a lot. I mean, with that little piece of information right there, says a lot, right? There's no justification here, okay? Whoever is behind this is guilty. There is no justification here. I just recently seen a trial, Caucasian woman. She got off not guilty for doing some heinous things to her own son, her own husband. They're unalive. But she got off due to mental instability, due to having a mental illness, right? Okay. We not... I don't see no justification behind this one. I just don't. I really don't. And this is why I say mental health is real. It's because you cannot, to do something like this, you cannot be, there is no way possible you could be in the right state of mind to do something like this, right? This is why I'm bringing up mental health. This is why I'm bringing up this, but it's more reasons than that, okay? That's one. What was the other 2? This was the other one. Most recently, there was a young man in his 20s, suicidal. His family, some people, you know, that cared about him, loved him, whoever, called the police for help. They said he could be armed, he's suicidal, please help. The police, the Parma police, found the man on the road, driving down the road, pulled him over. And the story is, the man reached in the back seat, grabbed something, and started approaching the officers, and they shot that man dead in the street. People had to witness this in real time. Real time. Right? And my problem here is, the man was already suicidal. Like, these people called y'all for help. They called y'all for help. Don't they give out pink slips for people to be in a psychiatric hospital for treatment? Aren't they qualified? Aren't they trained to do that? Now look, if the man opened fire, okay, he opened fire. That wasn't a good idea. But y'all knew going out that this man was not in his right frame of mind. Y'all knew already he was not in his right state of mind. So how did they help the situation? That's what I want to know. Why do we call the police for help, right? We call them for help, but what do they do when they get there? Do you help, or do you add to the problem, or do you harm? What are we doing here? Exactly what are we doing here? And I feel bad for the young man. I really do. I feel really bad for him. Because he really was struggling in the head. He was struggling. He needed help. But I don't look at the end result of that situation as him getting help. That wasn't helpful. It wasn't. To me, in my opinion, y'all could have just let that man go about his way. go about his day. If that's what you was going to do, y'all should have just let him go. He's suicidal. Is he homicidal? No. Is he looking to harm other people? No. But if they were going to do that from the jump, why not just let that man be? If that's what he was going to do, let him do that. But y'all did not help the situation by taking this man out. And people had to witness that. People work over there. This lady was filming it on her phone. She was at work. People was at red lights. People was driving down that street and had to witness that. Moving on. Why is mental health important? Why is it real? Why? And then pause for a second. Mind you, okay, whoop-de-doo, I'm in grad school. Okay, I'm going to school for social work. I want to be a licensed therapist. I've been on the path for a while. I'm almost at the finish line. Graduate next spring. I said all that to say, I see how they treat people in the mental health field. It's not right. I see how they treat practitioners. I see how they treat their therapists. I see how they treat their counselors. And they treat them as if the work that they do is insignificant. They treat them as if the things that they do is not equal to like a medical doctor or a nurse practitioner or a lawyer. They don't look at it the same. They look, oh, you down here. Just like, I'm not going to say no names, but this person who's operating in Washington, D.C. want to label this field as what? A non-professional degree or a non-professional field. Okay. Really? Moving on. I've witnessed firsthand how they treat mental health practitioners, clinicians. I've seen it. Little respect there. Okay, moving on. Third issue that I got a problem with. Now you got, and I don't know if these two is related, but a kid brought a gun to school. They found out he had a gun. Okay. The rest of the week, not only that school, but other surrounding schools getting bomb threats. Kids. We talking about kids. Children. Minors. This is what we talking about. It don't make no sense. And that's just 3 incidents. That's just 3. I'm not going to go down the long list of everything I done seen this month alone that bothered me, that disgusted me, that made me feel like this world is just, ugh. That's just 3 that I'm going to mention today. And I'm not going to talk about every single thing. Because it's a lot. If we talk about every single, it's a lot. And do not get me wrong. I do, when you watch the news, you have to be careful. You watch negativity and stuff every day, all day. That stuff seeps into your subconscious mind and will have you living in fear, have you feeling not hopeful, have you feeling away, right? So I'm consciously aware that if I'm watching this, I could possibly be triggered by it, right? But I still need to know what's going on. We still need to know what's going on in the real world, right? We still need to know what's happening. We got family. We got to go out. We have children. We need to know what's going on out there. And unfortunately, lately, it's just been all bad. It's been a lot of stuff. I was about to say it, but I'm y'all probably know what I'm talking. I'm not going to keep going down the list of all the craziness that's going on right now. I'm not going to do it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to do what I'm here to do, which is to encourage you, which is to inspire you, which is to empower you to protect your mental health and protect yourself. protect your children, protect your family, protect the people that you love, because we all still have to coexist together. And it's not easy. It's not easy. So when I say protect your mental health and protect your peace, I have to practice what it is I'm speaking out of my mouth. Because I had an incident this morning on the road, and that's another thing. I drive a lot, and I'm not saying that women are better drivers than men. Whew, it's hard. I want to say it. But lately, these men drivers have been out of control. They have been out of control. And now I'm starting to be convinced that women drive better than men. And I only say that is because and this is just my perspective. You don't have to take this as gospel. But from what I've been experiencing, these men on the road, it's starting to look a lot like how they view women in general. All together. They're very ego driven, and I really don't like that. I really don't like hearing a egotistic man talking. If I have any internet issues, I apologize. We have been experiencing power outages all week as well. And that's why I wasn't live on Tuesday, and I would have been. But I just can't. Hearing them talk or the way they drive, I just don't. It rubs me the wrong way. Like, I can't stand to hear it. And I get it. We all have an ego. But there's a fine line between having a healthy ego, it being humble, and just being a flat out blank hole. That's it. I'm sorry. That's where I'm at. Because the way that these men have been on the road, the way that they act, the way that they treat women, the way that they even treat strangers that they don't even know is ridiculous. Like, who do you think you are, sir? Who do you really think you are? Like, you're not bad. You're not Billie Jean bad. I'm sorry. You need to tone that down. You need to bring that down, sir. I rest my case. But anyways, mental health is real, and I don't want y'all getting into it with nobody. I don't want you going back and forth with nobody. I don't want you in road rage with nobody. I don't want you in arguments with nobody. I don't want you trying to prove yourself to nobody. These people, some of these people, they're ill mentally ill, and they're untreated, they're undiagnosed, they're walking around like normal people. And that's why it's important for you, don't even get into it with these people. If you look in somebody's eyes and something don't look right, it look like they high or they on the drug. I'm not saying this in a judgmental way, but something is not right when you look into their eyes, the window to their soul. Exit left. If you on the road and somebody want to cut you off or run the light or what, let them have it. Let them have it. Your life is valuable. Your life is too precious to be getting into it with somebody who either need to be medicated, treated, or they just need some flat out help. Protect yourself. Protect your mind. Don't get into it with these people. You don't know what they got going on up there. And I've been seeing it left and right. And when I see it, my ego, I don't have an ego. I just take the back seat and be like, whatever they got going on, whatever they dealing with, whatever they on, don't got nothing to do with me. Don't got nothing to do with me. If I can help, I will. If I cannot help, exit left. Simple as that. I hope you got something out of this live today. I wasn't, as I said in the beginning, I wasn't going in this direction originally. I really had some other conversation that I really wanted to tap into with you guys, but you know what? Unfortunately, this was more in my spirit that I had to address, that I had to get with. And I could have said a lot more, but I try to keep my videos at a certain time limit, and I don't like to go over that limit if I don't really have to, because I know people attention span these days are very short. We very, we wire differently now that we live in this technological age. And so I try to keep things as short and simple and sweet as possible. And if I need to talk about it at another time, I do. But there was a lot more I could have said, but we just going to leave it at that. But like I said, the whole moral of the story, protect yourself, because you are divine inspiration. You are valuable. You are a divine source of inspiration to your friends, to your family, to your community, to every single person connected to you. Do you hear me? All right. Yeah. Thanks a lot. I was fired up today for sure. Definitely fired up today. And that was me being modest. That was me being modest because, there were some words I wanted to get out, but I'm trying to keep it real, gracious. All right, God.